Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Hurry, hurry, hurry. I mentioned I was gonna go uh live tonight. I shouldn't say what time because I said 8:30-ish. It's 8:30-ish somewhere. It's 8:30-ish somewhere. That's not what I'm looking for. Hey y'all. Make sure you give, for those that's on the StreamYard platform, make sure you give them permission to see your comments. I'm gonna try to see. Oh my God, this IG view is popping though. What? Yes. Okay. All right, you guys. Let me get it straight here. I'm excited for this conversation tonight, and that's exactly what it's going to be. It is going to be a conversation. And a friend of mine has sent me a video earlier today, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that. But let me just take a minute to introduce myself. Hey, Kay, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? My goal is not to be before you long because it's getting a little late. So come on in, come on in, come on in. Say hi, say hello, say hey, girl. Hey, am I live on IG? I think I am. I can't even tell if I'm not. Oh, now I am. I wasn't even live. All right, you guys, I just want to have a conversation. Thank you. I appreciate it. Look, the Instagram view is even better, honey. I don't know why it is, but it's like Chris. It's Chris. Transform with Trail. Hey, girl. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? I was supposed to go live earlier, but let me say my disclaimer is it's 8:30-ish somewhere right now. Okay, like probably Central Standard Time. So I honestly wasn't gonna go because I wasn't having the best day. Just to be honest, me and Mark Zuckerberg, we just been having some, you know what I'm saying? We've been in conversations and things aren't quite going the way I would like them to go. So yeah, it just was like, your girl was just like, I don't know about no Facebook Live tonight. But I said, you know what? I said I was going to do one and I'm going to do it. So this is your girl, Joe Bullock, and I'm all about helping you to create a life you love and attract and keep the love of your life that will lead to a Christ-centered marriage. And let me just say this, because I feel like when I say that, people get confused and think about, oh, it's all about finding a man or a man finding you, or it's all about being married. That is the journey that you're on, that we're keeping the end in mind as a destination, but absolutely positively part of that journey is healing, is detoxing, is releasing, is really coming into who you are. It is part of that is embracing your singleness and knowing who you are. You know, we hear that, knowing who you are. Well, that embodies so much. That embodies really just, you know, solidifying your worth, your value, what that looks like, getting clarity on who you are. I mean, it just encompasses a lot. It's just not like, oh, you're going to be ready for marriage. Like that whole ready for marriage is a journey and a process, right? It's just not like a manifestation of abracadabra, here we are. Like, that's what we're not doing. Okay, that's what we're not doing. So if you haven't already joined the soulmatechallenge.com, join the Soulmate Challenge, you can go to the soulmatechallenge.com and join. I'll be dropping a link, and it's in my bio. I know on IG is in my bio. I don't think on Facebook it's not on my bio. So you can go there and sign up. That's going to be a free 5-day challenge where we're going to spend the whole week talking about what does it require to prepare and how do you pray for your soulmate in this journey of waiting. And so tonight I want to talk a little bit about this whole high value mate. Okay. So I remember the first time I used it, I don't know if I used high value mate or high quality mate. I have to actually go back to my blog and look at what term I used, but it was some time ago. But it seemed to have resurfaced as a very popular thing. And it seems to be the very thing that most single women want. Everybody wants this high value mate. And so let's just take a minute, and I want you guys to tell me, what is your, when you think about high value, right? And a high value mate, like what is that to you? Or high value man, to be very specific, because I really have women. There's some guys that's here. You guys can tell me what you think a high value man is, or you can tell me what you think a high value woman is. Just let me know which one you're defining, and we'll kind of go from there. I'm gonna go back and see. Now I'm curious on my blog if I said high value or high quality. I'm going to check while you guys are typing that. And like I said, we're going to have a conversation about this thing on tonight. Choice of words. Choice of words. Okay. Okay. So many of you guys may know this guy. He does a lot of YouTube videos. A very popular guy, Kevin Samuels. And a friend of mine actually sent me some of his videos. Actually, my sister friend, like my sister girlfriend, like, you know. So she was asking like my opinion about this guy. And I said, you know, well, he has some things. He makes some good points. He drops some good nuggets. He's very critical, very almost abusive to a lot of the women that he talked to. Very rude, very he's just condescending. A lot of things, like his approach is trash, but it's working for him. It is absolutely working for him. So if that's what floats him boat, that's all good. So for him anyway. So what he said, right? He went in and defined high value. I haven't seen any of you guys define high value. Hey, Tanita, hey girl, hey. I haven't seen any of you guys define high value. K Rock, hey girl, hey. I see you guys. Thanks so much for joining. So I haven't seen anybody. Maybe you guys like it. You don't know. You don't feel like typing it. I don't know what the deal is right now. But let me go ahead and I'm gonna paraphrase the definition he gave, right? And what he first did was look up the word high, and then he looked at the word value. And when he looked up the word high, it pretty much was above average, right? It's kind of like above the scale. So you know what I'm saying? It's like above average. And then he looked at value, and I don't even remember what he said value is. Let me go look it up right now, because I don't want to tell you no lie. But I'm also going to tell you the 6 things he defined as a high value, and then we're going to talk about those 6 things. Value, it says the regard that something is held to deserve, the importance, worth, or usefulness of something. So if we say high value is something that is exceedingly above the average, right? Or over average. Like, to me, I think about it as like the top 90 percentile, right? That regards that something is held in. So is a high value man is a man that is above average, perhaps even in that 90 percentile, right, of top men, that's regarded to held to deserve the importance or work or usefulness of something. Okay, so he went in and defined it. And he said, he gave a disclaimer. Okay, he gave a disclaimer. He said, he did not come up with the term high value. But he said, this is how people are defining high value. And I want y'all to shy back tonight, because I know many people do and have, there's been way too much pressure on this thing that he kind of made the whole center of it. He said, number 1, a high value mate is somebody that's earning 10K or more in the greater Atlanta metropolitan area a month, 10K or more a month. He said that they also have been earning this for the last 3 to 5 years, showing a level of stability. He also shared that they have a high level of group acceptance. They have a large network. They have a level of visibility. People know who they are, and usefulness or utility. But to me, all that in a nutshell says that a high value mate, as we'll just say popular culture, a Black Twitter has defined it, is a man who's making good money and that's popular, and popular having a network. Okay. And the reason I want to have this conversation with you guys, because I hear it all the time. And then you guys tell me, have you not heard it? Like, it's like for the longest time, many women can't explain what they want without starting with, I want a six-figure man. I want a man that's making six figures, right? Which actually six figures is right at 100,000. So that would put them a little below this, and that's before taxes, right? So you're talking about somebody making 120, and I don't know if that's before or after taxes, depending on how you look at it, or how you wanna say it. But I know so many times it was that, and I'm sure when I was single too, that was it. Like, oh my, I remember the time after. Oh, listen, the first time I dated a guy that was quote unquote high value, right? Brother was making the six figures. He was a professional engineer. Well, he actually wasn't the first one. He wasn't the first one, but different things. I was feeling myself. He was like the second guy that I dated that was quote unquote high value. The first one was an NFL player that I dated, and he was making, he was six figures, but he, according to his definition, I don't know if he would have made the link because he was still newer in the NFL, thus and forth, DDD. But anyway, I think you get my drift. But I could tell, like, even myself, I was feeling myself, and I did feel, what I'm saying, a certain type of a way, as if that my value had increased by virtue of being with them. You know what I mean? And so what I want to say, and I want you guys to talk back to me, and I want us to have a real, raw, organic conversation about this. I can see where he's saying pop culture is defining this as high value, but I want to challenge that and say that a high value mate, as described just now, don't guarantee you anything. To me, in the definition he gave, and let me give my disclaimer. I don't hardly watch Love and Hip Hop. I probably have seen 2 hours of Love and Hip Hop over the last, I don't know, I think my niece said it's been on for 5 years. Okay. So I know enough about it to be dangerous. But last night I was trying to do something that I came across. I was trying to see something with Fantasia, and it sent me to VH1, and then I started watching it, and I got caught up in it. And I was watching this whole, like, it was like a series highlight. Okay. And they highlighted, they was talking about the relationship between Benzino and Stevie, right? And so based on what I understand in the definitions that this man gave of a high value man, both Stevie and Benzino would be characterized, would be classified, will be highly qualified as high value. Now, come on now. Let me know who I got in the room. How many people are familiar, have seen Love and Hip Hop, familiar with with Stevie, and familiar with Benzino? I know with Benzino, for those who don't know, Benzino is most known for being the producer. That may not be the right word. He was like the publisher for Source Magazine back in the day. Stevie is an artist. I don't even know he's like a producer. I don't really know. Like I said, I know enough about them to be dangerous. But what I did get from both of them is that they seemed to be both dealing with a lot of brokenness, and didn't really have any that much stability in the relationship. I don't know if Stevie's still with Faith. Somebody can tell me that. I think that's the last thing he was doing, was marrying Faith a couple years or so ago. I don't know if that worked out. I know he has struggled with being monogamous for a very long time. So my point of it is this. If we're saying that high value is defined as the man just defined it with those things, high income earner, making that for 3 to 5 years, accepted in groups and network, visibility and utility, then that means these two are high value. However, that does not equate to a healthy relationship. Come on here, somebody. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So even if you meet somebody, even if you get into a relationship with someone that's high value, doesn't mean you're going to be happy, doesn't mean the relationship's going to be healthy. And like I said, I don't know enough about the show to say it, but I'll say this. From the little that I saw of Stevie and Benzino, the women that Stevie was with found herself in a lot of drama, oftentimes behind what he was going through, and behind the mess that he was dealing with, and tapping in and out with this woman and that woman. So we need to let go of the whole idolizing a six-figure. I almost went on my grandma with that, but I can't say that. Dude, okay, we're just gonna say dude. Y'all know. Y'all fill in the blanks as you grow up and know it, okay? So we need to get off of that and move away from that, because it also, let me say this, a six-figure person, a high value, whatever, how, to me, they're almost interchangeably, it's almost like a high earner, a high value. It's kind of interchangeable with the caveat of them being popular or having a great network. It doesn't, it means it's almost meaningless. And also, it doesn't mean they got money. Come on, somebody. Because sometimes when people are quote unquote high earners, they're spending just as much as they're making. They have just as many bills as they do income. And that's why, and I wish I had a statistic, I'm going to look it up. We see a high bankruptcy, a high foreclosure rate for wealthy people, and particularly celebrities, going belly up, right? Because they overspend. It's like they're living this lavish life. So I feel like we are so overtaken by the materialism in this world. But let me tell you something. You may or may not know this. The truth is, really, once you make $75,000 in America, come on, somebody, you pretty much can get whatever you want. So all that other stuff, and I'm not shading and hating on nobody. Go make your multiple six figures, do what you do, right? I'm on a journey too. I get it, right? But if your goal is to be able to not want for anything, or to be able to buy the things that you want, or go on a vacation every year or twice a year even, it doesn't require that level of income to do that. And let me stick to the point of my broadcast tonight, why a high value man is overrated. For as high value and high earning as he is also, you have to also be prepared to compensate with his absence in his pursuit to obtain and maintain that income level, right? Whether he's a CEO, CFO, or an entrepreneur, other things, most times for the high value person, they're investing a lot of time and energy building that business, working at that company. Is nothing for them to work 60, 70 hours a week. So when we're out here saying, oh, I want that six-figure dude, you know, that dude, I want a high value, whatever, then you need to be prepared to know what you're asking. Now, I'm going to go into something else. I want to see some of the comments. Kay say priceless. I don't remember what she was referring to. Popular and have influence. They are not high value to me. I don't care how much they make. Come on. Who is that Facebook user who said that? Type your name. Just be healthy and whole. I can finance myself. Come on. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And so I went back and checked my blog, because I say high value, or I said something else. So I went back and I wrote a blog about this a couple of years ago. And when I checked my blog, it actually said high quality. I'm trying to find it now. Again, I actually wrote it. It was entitled High Quality. I got it right here. I had opened a couple other things since then, but yeah, that was the title of it. 10 places I had on there. 10 places to meet a high quality, God-fearing mate. That's what I want to tell you guys. So there's also a lot of other things, and like I said, this thing is very. The whole show is kind of very controversy to a degree, because he also put stipulations on there in terms of what makes a woman qualified for a high value mate. I don't even know if I should go into that right now, but I'll just say this. according to his standards, he feels that, and I get what he's saying, a high value mate, um, have a high value man, particularly, have more options because you're dealing, again, if you see that as that way, as a 90 percentile, then they have their pick of the litter, if you will. And what I notice, going back to even Benzino, I do see some truth in that for sure. But with that, I also see from the time what I saw with Benzino, I saw that he was always just trying to pick the prettiest woman and then kind of going from there. And I get that, but a lot of times things didn't work out, and he's wondering why he's still ain't married and relationships ain't working out. I believe his prerequisites is way too caught up on the wrong thing. He's more caught up on the outer appearance versus who they are on the inside. And I'm not saying I date somebody ugly, because I did. Okay, I ain't dating nobody ugly. I'm not saying you don't have to necessarily date somebody ugly, but it needs to be more than that. Like, there needs to be a higher bar. The bar needs to be higher than the appearance and the income. Yes. Okay. So the truth of the matter is, and I'm going to be raw and uncut because he goes into this a lot. He talks about, and I think that's one thing people like about him, is he's so raw. He does talk about the, how can I say, the more, if you put yourself in the high value category, the more options you will have. And high value for a woman is different than high value for a man. He did not define that, right? He did not define that. And I kind of just want to throw away the term high value because I don't really like that. I don't like the way he defined it, and with the stigma that comes with it. But I would say, if you want to have the highest quality of mate, then you need to be the highest quality of yourself. And that's from the inside out. Now, there's some things that you don't have to change and that you can maintain about who you are and yourself, and that's fine if you're good with it. But the truth is, the more you put yourself at an A-lister level, the more options you'll have, and that can be a variety of things. A variety of things. For women, yeah, your looks has something to do with it. Unfortunately, that is a fact of the matter. But the truth of this is, I know average looking women who have pulled very high quality men. So let me just go in real quick and talk about the difference between high value and high quality. Okay, real quick before I go too far. Did I write some things about high quality? No, I'm just going to share with you. So when I think about high quality, it's really about the character of the person. It's about, because their character, one, also manifests their behavior and how they interact. So that's absolutely, when we're talking about high value, when we're talking about high quality, it's about the character, how they be. I want you guys to write down what you think. Type what you think high quality is. Because there's a quite, I actually might have wrote some things down. There actually is a quite distinction between high quality and high value. So, okay, so Tracy said, I'm just looking for a man with a decent retirement who wants to spend his senior years seeing the world, enjoying a certain standard of living, and loves to laugh. He needs to have his own space, and I will keep mine. I think sometimes people been single for a while, I'll be like, yeah, I'm good. And I think when you say space, I'm thinking about place. Maybe you mean place, maybe this means space in terms of like he can have the basement and you can have the rest or the other parts of the house. Okay, so we talking about high quality. So we absolutely know high quality means he is a man of God, right? God-fearing, guided by God, a man that's loyal. Come on, we talking about high value. Like I said, my boy Stevie made the list, and he used to really struggle with being in a committed relationship. I don't know if that's still his truth. A family man, honesty, right? Honesty. For me and everybody, this kind of, you start to get into some preferences with some of this too, because high quality for one may not be high quality for another. But there are some core factors that's high quality for everyone. So let me just go there. So high quality for everyone, I agree with most people, what people are saying, the God-fearing, all those things I just listed. Also, I would say high quality, it is the company he keeps. And he wants to have high quality friends, right? Like friends that have shared values, high quality. He does absolutely is financially stable. So he got his own money, right? He can handle his own with a little bit of extra, right? um, what else I would say? Those are some of the core things. Those are some of the core things. Case saying intelligent, intelligent. Um, trying to see what else I want to say about this. I would say this. A lot of times people used to use the term well-rounded, right? Well-rounded. And well-rounded is something that a lot of men are looking for in a woman. And I would say when a man's looking for a high quality mate, he's looking for all the things that we just said, but they also want a woman who is well kept, right? Is well kept. Well kept is you just taking care of yourself, from hygiene to your appearance. You carry yourself well. A woman that's confident, that is extremely important. And confidence is the belief in oneself's potential and ability and one's self-worth. And we do have to understand, come on, women, we have to understand that our body is attached to our self-worth. We cannot, I'm going somewhere else here, but I'm gonna come back. We can't be freely operating and throwing ourselves and just allowing ourselves to, just be out there like that, sexually, physically, and saying we have high value and worth, because there's something about saying that our body and value we can give away freely. So there needs to be some level of regard and self-respect about how we carry ourselves, and understand part of that self-respect is being particular, being very particular about who we lay with, right? And of course, my thing is really saying, okay, that's preserved for marriage. Not trying to project that on you. That's not your value. I'm just saying that's my value. You set the standard of bar wherever you like. But how Pastor Greg say, I'm just going to go with God. Okay. And you could do whatever you want to do. No judgment, judgment free zone. It's all good. It's all God. Yeah. And the more things you do to from the outside to the end, and even everything that you do can increase your options. That's really what it's about, right? It's about your options. But it's also, I would say this, confidence can take you far. That can take you very far. And know that who you are, and being okay with not being like somebody else or having what somebody else has. Just really being comfortable in your own skin really can take you far. That's what I would tell you guys. Being pleasant, being easy to get along with. Come on. Being fun loving. If you nasty and mean, bitter, unforgiving, listen and listen well. Ain't nobody got time for that. To me, what I know to be true, a high quality man and a high quality woman will have wholeness and all those things we mentioned, and they will manifest a healthy relationship. You can have two high value people together and it be nothing but chaos, dysfunction, resentment, discontentment, lack of fulfillment. Oh, I hate to bring my brother in here, but no, I don't. I'm using this because I'm just trying to illustrate a point. I think I already brought the point home about high value, but I'm gonna go here again because people be so determined. Even like, let's take Will and Jada. Jada had Will, and he brothers paid. all day, and seemed like a very pleasant man. If he's the same behind the camera and not behind the camera, and he still quote unquote make her happy. So it's not even about that. It's not even about that. We got to find what it is. We got to first find how to fill our own cup. And that's exactly what I'm going to be sharing with you in terms of your prayer life next week when we're talking about praying and preparing for your soulmate. Well, how many of you know before we get to praying for our soulmate, how many of you know we're going to be praying for ourselves, right? Because we can't speak blessings over somebody else's life that we haven't spoken over our own life. We can't be out here trying to fill somebody else's cup, right? And help somebody, calling somebody else into position. Come on, Holy Spirit, when we're not in positions ourselves. So this is not going to be a long drawn out live. I already been on here for about 31 minutes. Right. I think that's about a good time. I'll take a question if you have it. He has to have a quality male role model. Yeah, absolutely. A quality role model in his life. Somebody that can speak into his life is what I like to say. I'm going to see if I have any other thing I had noted down. Well, I didn't note this down. I'll go ahead and say it. And then we're kind of wrapping up. If you have questions, let me know. If you guys have found that this conversation has been entertaining, educating, or entertaining, please do me a favor and share this broadcast. Okay, so Tracy's saying a man with, I don't know why I didn't highlight y'all comments. Did you guys lose me? I don't know what I just did. Okay, hopefully you didn't lose me. Okay, so she's saying a man with integrity, not an old Samsonite suitcase, a good conversation, a good host, smart listener to NPR, wise investor, makes me laugh, listens critical in a productive, loving way, ready for the Richie reunion. Come through, right? Gotta be ready. You gotta be ready for the Rich reunion. Or listen, if you're in about that life, then we don't even know what to say to you. We don't even know what to say to you. What else I want to? Oh, here we go. Lies. Here are some lies, but I am going to share a little glimpse of truth on air. Okay, so what his whole thing is for, and I'm going to kind of shift it. He was saying that in order to attract a high value mate, you have to be a dime piece. I wouldn't say that's true for all high value men. I think he's projecting and thinking that every high value man just only are looking about the looks. I feel like some men have realized that some of the most beautifulest women is some of the most insecure women. Unfortunately, that sometimes is the case. And a lot of women deal with insecurity, but I find that sometimes it even be a double hitter for women because so long they've been able to pass on their looks. And so that's kind of has, I hate to say crippled them, but doesn't serve them. Oh, you have to be making six figures. A lot of times men that's making money is not concerned about your money. You have to be single, never marry, no kids. Again, I don't agree with that. And that's not what he said. This is just some things I was saying that people kind of say or preference. And you have to be in top shape. It depends. Everybody has their different preferences. But definitely the more things that you can check off on the box is definitely the better. But again, I say I wouldn't make high value something to strive for. I just don't see how the payoff is any guarantee of happiness, fulfillment, healthy relationships, or anything else. Thanks, Tracy. I appreciate that. And even if you're not a believer, you still can benefit from some of the things I'm sharing. For sure. I think that's it. That's all. Do we have any other questions? And I don't know if I said thanks so much for sharing. Yeah, so let's focus on the high quality man versus the high value, because you might have a high value, but it's also thank you, Holy Spirit. I have to close with this. When we go out pursuing and thinking about, oh, I want a high value man, understand that there's a high cost that you often have to pay. Understand there's a high cost you often have to pay. That cost may be sacrificing your time, sacrificing your quality time with your partner, just so many things. Could be sacrificing some of your finances, could be sacrificing your energy, can be sacrificing other things like, dealing with a man that's cheating because he think he got so many options. He don't got to be faithful to nobody. Ain't nobody got time. All right, you guys, that's it for tonight. I want to encourage you, if you haven't already, I'll type it in the chat here. Head over to the soulmatechallenge.com and join me next week. This is going to be dope. Maybe that's what she was saying she was going to share. But the soulmatechallenge.com, we will be talking about preparing and praying for your soulmate. And so I guess I can write it here. IG, it definitely is. Hey, Daryl. I can't see everybody's name. It's kind of sometimes like a little abbreviation. But thank you guys for joining me. I'm thinking I'm not gonna do a live tomorrow. Maybe I'll come back live again Thursday. But the best sure way, I ain't gonna say I'm gonna come back live Thursday because it depends on how me and Mark is doing, because me and Mark's been having we've been in a situation, and it's just, I don't feel like he's treating me fairly. And Mark Zuckerberg. So we're just trying to work things out, and I don't know how things going to manifest in the next 24 or 48 hours. So I'm trusting God on it. But faith without work is dead, so I'm hitting it twice with my faith and my works. Who is that saying? Is that I don't want to hit this. Hey, cuz I'm trying to see who that is. Let me know who you be on these streets. I can't hardly see your picture. Any questions? No questions? Okay. I'll give y'all 20 seconds to answer questions. I'm getting off here because I need to go. Oh, I'm keep messing up stuff. I keep messing up stuff tonight. I need to go to bed. Vanessa, okay. Okay. Hey, beautiful. 10. Well, I said 20. 20. 19. 18. 17. 16. 15. Bye, cuz. 14. 13. 12. 11. I'm like, now I'm struggling. 10. Here we go. It's getting easier. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Look on StreamYard. For what? For what? Do we need to be in a relationship? Well, you don't have to be. It depends on what you want. I would say this does get to a fundamental Christian thing when it comes to me with that, which is I believe that we should be striving for marriage. I just think it's the best deal, and obviously that's if you're going to have all the benefits of a relationship. That's what I believe, but that is based on my faith views of being a Christian. But if we're saying putting that, it's hard to put that aside, but I can say it this way: everybody don't have to be in a relationship. Some people are extremely happy single, don't want to get married, never been married, don't want to get married, or been married and don't want to get married again. And that's your business. That's business. I do think there's a lot of beautiful benefits of marriage. When you marry the right person, is a great partnership. Is one of the best financial investments that you will make. And I'm not contradicting myself. It's definitely it's definitely an investment, and it's definitely a partnership. I'm just saying that your investment don't have to necessarily be bringing in 10 grand a month, or, be a six-figure earner. They still can be financially responsible. And how much you keep is more important than how much you make. So much more. Because you can be making money, but if you spend it all, what does it matter? What if he says he's not financially stable? Uh, that's the stop sign. Unless there's some extenuating circumstance. And the example I've been given as of late, I end up seeing this question. Thanks, Key. The example I end up giving was my physical therapist who was in school for physical therapy, and he didn't really have a job. He's a student. So somebody's actually working like something like that they're actually in the process of a very promising career. I think that's a little different than somebody who's just in between jobs. Right. And I know now is a very unique time because so many people are laid off. But it's still, I think right now too, some of the, this also shows you about the volatility of their employment. Because I know, for example, my sister worked in HR for a long time. That was when we were going through crisis and stuff. HR is the first for people to let go. So you just gotta understand the dynamics of what all is going on, and also how much have they contribute to their situation. But for marriage, I wouldn't marry nobody that's financially unstable. I wouldn't recommend that. I think that's a flaw, especially a man. No, you don't marry a man while he's financially unstable. Now, if he becomes financially unstable during the marriage, that's different. But you don't want to start that way. Okay, you don't want to start that way. So I hope I answered you guys' questions. I thank you for taking the time to write them, and we'll see you next time. Be blessed and have a good night.